Camera number 212 of 365, and this is the Minolta XGM. It looks like a mechanical camera with the film advance, but it is actually a camera that requires batteries, two LR44 batteries to power both the meter and the shutter. There is no manual shutter speed, so let's put some batteries into the camera first of all. So there are the two LR44 with the positive terminal facing down into the camera, and then we just screw the lid back on. You notice there is provision to have a motor release, motor wind, or tripod mount, which is obviously being used. There's going to be a gouge in that, and the other mechanism there for the power wind, and also our button that allows us to deactivate our film advance so that we can manually wind our film back into the camera. So hopefully now with the camera having batteries we can turn it on, and when it's set to A it becomes a aperture priority camera, so we set the aperture, the camera responds by setting the shutter. Oops. A bit stuck there. I've noticed that actually sometimes it does get stuck. Now I don't know whether again that's my particular model, I'm not sure, but the shutter actuation button is very sensitive, and so be aware of that. And to move our manual shutter speeds, or our shutter speeds rather, take it off aperture priority, we have to unlock the button. There's a button here, and then that allows us to move through the shutter speeds from 1000 through to B, so we can make it a manual. And looking through the viewfinder, don't know whether I can see that. When you look through the viewfinder, the shutter speeds are along the right hand side here, and they get illuminated by a little light. There we go, you can just see the two lights there. So that's so you get metered manual mode, and then we can set our film speeds by rotating this collar, lifting it, and we can also add exposure compensation, but we have to unlock that again. So there's lots of buttons to unlock. Quite a bright viewfinder, I must say, very enjoyable experience to look through. And then our film memo. Turning to the front of the camera, it has the Rocker 28mm 3.5 lens, and to take the lens off we depress the button, lens release rather, and then we can see our lever to have preview, and we have a little cable release socket there, flash synchronization there, and there is a self-timer button just on the side here. We have to flip that up, I believe, and then when we actuate it, hopefully it will count down. Doesn't seem to be any light. Not sure why. Ah, we need to put that manual. There we go. Let's try that again. So I suspect the little light here should be flashing, but it's not. There we go. So obviously that doesn't work, but the self-timer does. Okay, apart from that, put our lens back on. There we go. Our hot shoe. That's it. And sorry, on-off button. Did I say that? Well, if I didn't, there we go. There is a little window here which tells us when our film is being advanced, which is nice, or rather when our camera is not active, but whether we've advanced our film or not. That's it. So there we go. The XGM from Minolta, camera number 212 of 365.